welcome all of you. I know you're viewing this at home, but we're still glad that you tuned in. I want to first thank all of the people who helped plan graduation under these difficult circumstances, who gave input, those who have been patient and who have given their time to make sure that we recognize and celebrate this class as best we can. This event doesn't happen without the contributions of so many people, so please know how grateful we are at LHS for all that you've done to make this production come together. I want to turn my attention quickly to the senior class. Whatever I say at this time, I'm afraid will not be enough in my effort to try and communicate the strong feelings that we as a school and as a staff have for this class. As adults, we've had the chance to experience the milestone of a high school graduation and some of the joys and celebrations that are a part of your senior spring. We know what you're missing, what you haven't had access to, and so our hearts go out to you, and we are sorry for the losses you've endured. When talking with others about the current state of things, the phrase "strange times for sure" is exchanged and frames our conversation. We're all living under difficult circumstances, but I can assure you, things will get better. I used to teach history, and I remember referencing a book titled "The Good Old Days. They Were Horrible" by Otto Bettman. The author reaches back and writes about all the negative aspects of American life following the end of the Civil War up to the turn of the last century. The title of that book has always stayed with me and helped provide me with some perspective, because I think we at times have a tendency to become nostalgic and yearn for a way of life or an ideal, a longing for the way things used to be when things were more normal and there was less chaos and disruption. The reality is that the past is never what we understand it to be, and over the long span of history, our quality of life has gotten better. Improvements have been made, and although there is still suffering in the world, that fact remains true. We need to dig down deep at times and work hard to be hopeful that improvements will happen, that attitudes will change, that people will be better taken care of, and that daily life will become more settled. And finally, that division and contentiousness will wither away. The reality is that those aspects of life that concern us the most have always been with us. They have taken different forms, but in many ways they've remained the same. The wonderful thing is that the human condition has a remarkable ability to overcome, move forward, and forge ahead. That's my bit of wisdom for the day, but what I've shared, I think, and I hope, has a connection to all of you. Seniors, you will be fine. You will persevere. You will have success. You will find joy in your life, and you will make a difference. I am so confident of that. Those are absolutes. I am excited about what lies ahead for each of you. Class of 2020, this particular night is for you. Congratulations. You certainly deserve it. This year's MC was selected by his classmates, and I'm pleased to introduce Ben Tichner.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. At this time, it is my honor to introduce the Salutatorian to the class of 2020, Madeline Wolfe.
Thank you, Ben. We will begin tonight's ceremony with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise and remain standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated. First, I would like to thank everyone who has supported our class of 2020 through our journeys. To our families, teachers, administrators, coaches, community members, and of course our classmates. The LHS class of 2020 has been a wonderful group of people with whom to spend the past 4 years, and I am grateful for the privilege to share my reflections on our time together. I started my school years in Grantham with a class of about 40 kids, and over time my class has grown to the unique 148 that we are now. This special group of students has been particularly influential on our greater school community. We have been fortunate to have had opportunities to travel and spread the spirit of LHS with the band trip to Ireland our sophomore year, April break trips around the world, in the annual Malda UN conference in New York, in numerous athletic and academic competitions throughout New England. Our class has also worked hard to bring positive change to local communities through tireless work on student council to update old policies or to foster unity, individual outreach projects, or organized walkouts for issues that matter to many students. For example, in working on the climate walkout this past fall, I was lucky to work with people with whom I had not been able to spend much time previously. I think this is representative of our class. People who take different courses or participate in differing extracurricular activities are easily able to work together on projects to better our communities. During off periods in the library, people would offer help on classwork to those who they do not consider close friends, and even throughout remote learning, I found many instances of friends still meeting virtually to work together, or for classmates who may only see each other one period a day to continue chatting after a Zoom lesson. Our unique interests and shared experiences, whether it be music, athletics, animals, researching in STEM fields, community service, or of course winning at pep rallies, show that the LHS class of 2020 is able to embrace what makes us joyful, and that we are fortunate to have been given opportunities to pursue what sets our souls alight. I am proud to have been part of a class that cared deeply about world issues and was willing to act. I truly believe that the class of 2020 made LHS and the greater Lebanon community a better place. As many of us move to new places next year, hopefully, we will hold on to the spirit of friendship and common purpose that LHS has given us. Class of 2020, let us celebrate our graduation, but let us not forget the classmates and support throughout the community that let us accomplish so much and achieve as highly as we did. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Nicole Alvarez to perform the national anthem. Please rise and remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Nikki. We have enjoyed hearing you sing at so many games through the years, so it is wonderful that you could do it one more time for the class of 2020. Mr. Smith, Mr. Maddie, Dr. Robinson, Mr. Stone, Dr. Roberts, Mrs. Hall, teachers, friends, and family, welcome to the Lebanon High School class of 2020 graduation. As Mr. Smith said, I'll be your master of ceremonies this evening. My name is Ben Tichner, and you may recognize me from any of the indoor or outdoor track meets that you have attended over the last 4 years. I'm just kidding. Being chosen to represent a group as distinguished as the class of 2020 is a great honor. Our grade has positively impacted the school's climate for the past 4 years. This year in particular, we had many achievements. We changed 6 athletic banners and had 18 all-state athletes in a span of 2 seasons. We had 2 people qualify for band and choral all-state, 5 who went to the All-New England Band Festival. Many of us participated in the school's theater program, as well as several who participated in other branches of local theater. And we even founded the school's new a cappella group. We left impressions in every activity that we participated in, whether that be a Science Olympiad or Rotary Club. But most importantly, we always acted as a cohesive group who carried ourselves with great attitudes. I believe that many of my peers are great role models for the younger students at our school. In short, we left LHS a better place than we found it. I think that I speak for everybody when I say that I could have never predicted where I'd be right now, and all of the twists and turns along the way that got me here. All of the great times, tears shed, and everything in between. Among other speakers who you will hear from tonight, when I was tasked with being the MC, I was unsure in which direction to take this speech. To not address the elephant in the room would be awkward, but to forget everything before it would be a mistake. The next few hours might be emotional in a way that past graduation ceremonies have not been. but I think that my collaborators and I have bridged a happy medium. So let's start by talking about how we got here, through Lebanon High School. LHS is the type of place where you don't realize how nice it is until it gets taken away from you. You know, I skipped school twice this year to go skiing, or as I reported to Brenda, take a mental health day. I know, I thought I got away with it too, until my wonderful math teacher, Mrs. Fisher, emailed my friends and I and asked us which mountain we were at. We nervously emailed her back that we were at Killington, to which she responded that she would be watching footage of the Northridge Trail Cam while she graded tests that afternoon. Although those days of skiing and paying for overpriced chicken tenders with my friends were fun, I would trade anything I have to be able to return to LHS for 2 days of normal school. Lebanon High School is a highly regarded institution, not only by Raider Nation, but by other sources that are a little bit less biased. U.S. News ranks it as the 8th best high school in New Hampshire, and if you look closely at those rankings, we share company with schools coming from areas much less economically diverse than ours. I had the time of my life going to school in Lebanon, and I truly believe that there are aspects of a good public school experience that are priceless. For example, the support system here is amazing. I was extremely confident that the administration would work as hard as they could to give us the best ceremony that they could, given the circumstances. After all, the principal's son is in our grade. One of my best friends and a truly recognizable character, Caleb. If you're a student, at one point you've probably had one of your classes be interrupted by Mr. Smith poking his head in to say, "Caleb, come here," and then proceeding to cross-examine him in the hallway about who knows what at 9:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. However, if you look past some of those terrifying interactions, it is easy to see that Mr. Smith is one of the most genuine people that you will ever meet. He stands outside on every frigid winter morning to greet us as we begin our day. He personally picks up trash that students accidentally leave behind, and his weekly newsletter offered some truly encouraging words over the last couple of months. He and the rest of the administrative team, as well as all of our teachers who have frequently asked us how we're doing recently, all exemplify caring attitudes that have an effect on the student body. The support system here has made LHS a truly special place to go to school. With that being said, I would be lying if I stood up here and said that high school was one long joyride for all of us. As a group of kids, we were forced to go through so much recently that we had never hoped for. Weirdly, even though our high school experience was cut short by COVID-19, I would argue that our education was not. And no, I'm not referring to Mr. Annikis' riveting online physics labs. I'm just trying to say that I personally learned more about the real world over the last 4 months than I did at any other point in my life. I learned that waking up at 6:30 isn't as bad as we all thought, because the day seems a lot shorter and less eventful when you wake up at noon. I learned that sometimes you can really not like the people that you love, but when you're stuck with them, you've got to learn to work together as a team. Shout out to my family. I learned about empathy and how everybody has experienced different pain recently, and that it's not fair to compare mine to someone else's because, yes, a lot of people had it worse than getting their prom canceled. However, that is not to say that prom getting canceled wasn't pretty sad. I learned how much energy I draw from other people. Nothing online can compare to an in-person experience, if you can't tell. But just because we cannot share the stage with each other tonight does not discredit how awesome it is that we're finally graduating high school. Most importantly, this year taught me that success is not always tangible. In the fall, my soccer team lost a very close state championship. I will always be upset that that game didn't end the way that we had all wanted it to, and I'll always be a little too soon to talk about it. But as my legendary coach Rob Johnstone said, just because we wish we had a bigger plaque does not mean that we are not successful. I would not have traded that season for anything, and I would define it as extremely successful due to how much athletic and personal development took place for my teammates and myself. That is just my personal story, but I know that all of my peers have succeeded in their own way to make it here tonight. This graduation ceremony may not be tangible in the way that we had hoped for, but its purpose remains the same. We are celebrating our success. Welcome to Graduation 2020, and to all my peers, congratulations, we made it. At this time, we will be listening to a recording of the LHS concert band from their concert in March. They will play Abram's Pursuit by David R. Holsinger. Senior members of the band include Anna Biestschad, Caroline Borger, Nate Brown, Misa Delgado, Greg Farner, Zoe Gatto, Eric Gessner, Caitlin Grover, Marissa Hebert, Emma Herndon, Anna Hill, Andrew Landry, Jorgen Leuthauser, Keenan Leuthauser, Bella Liss, Molly New, Peter Ogrins, Julie Sentman, Irina Stan, Shania Suarez, Alice Strong, Noah Tyler, and Madeline Wolfe. excellent performance. Well done. Our next speaker is Logan Falzarano. In one of Kanye West's greatest songs, he says, "Look at the valedictorian, scared of the future while I hop in the DeLorean." And although we all know that Kanye is an avid truth teller, I'm going to have to disagree with him on this one, because Logan has an insanely bright future ahead of him. For starters, he's going to Johns Hopkins University next year, one of the most prestigious institutions in the world. He will not only be hitting the books, but playing for the varsity soccer team as well. Outside of school, Logan is an amazing athlete. He's the best soccer player in our school's history, and he's a pretty good point guard as well. He truly embodies the term student athlete. And many of you may have read the feature about him in Manchester's Union Leader recently, when he won the New Hampshire Athletic Directors Association scholarship. He's always the hardest worker in the room, but more importantly, he's just a good dude, and he's been one of my best friends in Lebanon. He's incredibly dependable for everything except for showing up on time and staying injury-free for an entire sports season. Please help me welcome our valedictorian, Logan Falzarano.
Thank you, Ben. Hello. First, I would like to say thank you to the faculty, administration, and students for adapting impressively to this unusual situation. While this might be different from the graduation we all hoped for, I believe everyone has done their part in making the most of an unfortunate and unprecedented situation. You all have made the past 4 years a time of great joy and growth. Without the overwhelmingly supportive community of teachers and students at Lebanon, I would not be where I am today. And so for that, I express my appreciation. Next, I would like to say thank you to my family. Mom, you have spent countless hours helping me edit papers, driving me to practice, and reminding me that I need to sleep too. Your empathy and willingness to help others have always amazed me and inspired me to be a better person. Thank you for being such a great role model. Dad, your coaching and guidance have helped make me into the person I am today. While your reminders to go work out or practice have occasionally become tiring, I have always looked up to your work ethic and persistence. Thank you for always supporting me and encouraging me to push myself. Braden, you have an amazing ability to get under my skin, but you also have an amazing ability to make me laugh. Thank you for spending a whole bunch of late nights with me at our desks and reminding me to laugh along the way. To all three of you, thank you for supporting me in everything that I do. I truly would not be here today without you, and I want you to know how much you mean to me. Now, to the class of 2020. When I went searching for what advice I could possibly impart with only 18 short years of experience, I had difficulty believing that anything I could say would be insightful. But after hours of reflecting on my time at the high school, I found one message. And while it's controversial, I believe it to be pertinent and true. None of us will accomplish exactly what we want in life. I don't say this because we do not have the capability or determination to achieve our goals. I say this because we are all incredibly bright and driven individuals who will continually make new and more lofty goals for ourselves as we each continue on our own unique journey. While this mindset can certainly produce success, it can also produce suffering. As one sets new and more lofty goals for themselves, they can lose sight of all that they have accomplished and start to believe they are not enough because they haven't yet achieved their newest big goal. So, I give you this piece of advice. Do not become enraptured with only a goal, vision, or specific future for yourself. Fall in love with the journey or process. I believe that we actually reach our goals less frequently when we fixate too much on an outcome, because we begin to limit ourselves through self-recrimination and doubting that we will ever reach that goal. By falling in love with the process, we free ourselves from having to chase a specific outcome and become happy with ourselves every step along the way, not just the step that puts us across the finish line. At 10:23 p.m. on a Friday in March of 2018, my mom sat in the driver's seat of the van, gently guiding the car through New York on our way to a soccer tournament in Virginia. I sat in the passenger seat, holding my phone with its flashlight on in my left hand, my pencil in my teeth, and my calculator in my right hand, staring at my textbook, trying to figure out what I had done wrong on that particular problem. I felt the car start to go around a corner and descend a ramp towards the George Washington Bridge. At about the halfway point on the bridge, my mom said, "Logan, look, you can see the New York skyline from here." Rather than look up, I said, "Hold on, I just want to finish this one problem." And by the time I had finished the problem and put my pencil down, I only caught a glimpse of the light of Manhattan before we passed on into New Jersey. And as the car rumbled over the bumps on the highway, I sat there and asked myself, how many times has something like that happened? I began to realize that my parents would drive me to these soccer tournaments, and they would point out places they had visited or knew of. And I had been missing the majority of it for years. Now, these represent relatively small moments, but they've been a part of my journey that I missed. Long rides to soccer tournaments have been a part of my journey, but I recognize that each of us have different passions, and thus each of us will take different steps on the road to our goals. If you're an artist, maybe you love the feel of the brush on the canvas, not just the finished painting. If you want to be a mechanic, maybe you love searching for what's causing the problem, not just returning the finished product to the customer. If you love math or science, maybe you love the process of trial and error, not just finding the solution. Your passion is whatever task you find rewarding purely because of the process, not just because you want to reach a specific goal. Next year, each of us will enter a world of great freedom and opportunity to explore our passions. But over the past 4 years, we've all shared one goal in common: graduating from Lebanon High School. And while our commencement ceremony tonight is an important recognition of our hard work, it is certainly not the only thing we will remember about our 4 years here. Here are a few moments that demonstrate why the journey has been so much more important than the goal. Miss Valier explained that Aaron Caruso chose empathy as his most powerful word and taught us all a thing or two about caring for other people and what it is to open your heart up to and for other people. Aaron has made the journey so much better by reminding us to take a moment to pause and consider how others are feeling. Julie Sedman's passion for dance shows that she knows the importance of the journey. Miss Bennett says that Julie never gave up on finding the right teachers and place to encourage her strengths and develop her inherent talent or her belief in herself that she was meant to dance. When she performs, she is in another world and exudes happiness. Miss Valier witnessed Taylor Boardman run 19 laps around the track in a 50-minute class period because he swore 19 times in class. Miss Valier thought the class was joking about actually running, but they did it. They followed through. Not only was this hilarious, reminding us that it's important to laugh during the journey, but it also highlights the value of following through on what you say you're going to do. Lastly, this year Cody Davis dedicated 2 weeks to emailing and calling the Texas governor daily in order to bring attention to the Rodney Reed case, a black man on death row who was convicted through an illegitimate judicial process. Cody participated in a similar action for Nathan Woods in Alabama and has also attempted to urge companies to lessen their plastic waste through writing letters to them. Cody acted without a guarantee that he would ever get a response, showing us all that believing in the journey is so important. These students all demonstrate prioritizing the journey over the singular destination. At the beginning of this speech, I told you all that none of us will accomplish exactly what we want in life. And this is true. It's impossible for anyone to accomplish exactly what they want because we don't have control over everything. But this doesn't make having goals and receiving recognition any less important. Goals can give us direction, and receiving recognition can remind us that hard work pays off. But we have to make sure that these things don't define us. In the words of one of my favorite authors, Eckhart Tolle, there may always be things to be attained or acquired. That's the world of form, of gain and loss. Yet, on a deeper level, you are already complete. And when you realize that, there is a playful, joyous energy behind what you do. Being free of psychological restraints, you no longer pursue your goals with grim determination, driven by fear, anger, discontent, or the need to become someone. When we realize that we do not need to accomplish a goal to validate ourselves, we can learn to love the journey. 2 years ago in the fall, Tommy Bertha Savage, John Williman, and I were working for a couple with 2 giant maple trees in their backyard, who wanted their leaves raked up and taken away in trash bags before the snow fell. At the beginning of the job, we all started raking leaves into neat rows, trying to develop a system that would get the job done efficiently, accomplish our goal. However, John quickly realized that we could fit more in each bag if we belly flopped onto them to compact the leaves, and Tommy discovered that the leaf piles were doubly useful if they were positioned underneath some low-hanging branches on a nearby tree. Pretty soon, John was hiding under the leaves, trying to scare Tommy when he came back from the bathroom, and I was getting ready to jump down into a pile of leaves. Don't worry, we finished the job on time. This shows how the journey is so much more enjoyable when you're not only fixated on the goal. So, I do believe that our goals are important because they drive us forward and keep us focused. And I am confident that we will all accomplish a great deal because we are a group of driven, intelligent, and socially conscious people. However, my hope is that in our pursuit, we do not let the process pass us by in favor of obtaining the things we desire. As we step forward together into the next part of our lives, I urge all of you to take a moment and appreciate the journey you are embarking on. Do not doubt yourselves. Congratulations, class of 2020, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful speech, Logan. In case you guys were wondering, he found out he would be giving it 3 days ago. Our next performer is Go the Distance, with music by Alan Menken and lyrics by David Zappel. Please welcome Keenan Leuthauser and his accompanist, Mrs. Carol Cronce.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome would be waiting for me, and the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, "This is where I'm meant to be." I will find my way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. Somehow I'll be strong. I know every mile will be worth my while. I would go most anywhere to feel like I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. And I won't look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete.
Keenan. Many of us in the Lebanon community have enjoyed your talents for many years, and we appreciate you sharing them with us at graduation. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Ashley Veenema, the speaker chosen by our class. She has been teaching environmental science and chemistry for 5 years now at LHS, and she is one of the most respected educators in our school. When I asked her what she thought she is most known for, she said, "My crazy organization and planning," which was a sigh of relief for me because I wasn't sure how I could respectfully call her a bit of a control freak. A couple of months ago, when I approached her asking if I could propose to my girlfriend during her class, she surprisingly said yes, but only if she was allowed to make some moderate edits to my plan. Let's just say that by the end of our collaboration session, she was basically the one proposing now, not me. My proposal had somehow become otter-themed, and I don't even like otters, but she really does. The best part about Miss Veenema is that she's unapologetically her. In her class, you know what to expect. She's a crazy organizer who challenges her students, but there are still a lot of pleasant surprises along the way. As I got to know her better, I was shocked by her goofy side, and it became evident that her crazy work ethic is motivated entirely by passion. Whether that be a passion for something niche like otters or Andy Grammer, or really important things like environmental consciousness and the value of mental health. Her passion is contagious, so it's not a surprise that our grade chose her to speak tonight. Please welcome Mrs. Veenema.
Thank you, Ben, for that kind and thoughtful introduction. Hello and welcome. It is an incredible honor and privilege to have been selected by this year's graduating class to speak tonight. First, I would like to acknowledge and express deep appreciation for the families, friends, teachers, coaches, and supporters of these fine young people we are celebrating, as you have been a pivotal part of their journey. On behalf of everyone, thank you so very much. Now to the soon-to-be graduates. I know your senior year may not have unfolded exactly as you once imagined it would. But to your immense credit, you rose above every challenge and showed resilience as well as extraordinary strength in the face of uncertainty. I feel this illustrates just how truly exceptional you are. I mean, you're graduating in a pandemic. Who can say they've done that? Looking back, you're going to have one heck of an amazing story to tell. From the crazy Zoom meetings and the mass hysteria around toilet paper and hand sanitizer to the wonderful stories of hope and survival. We humans are beautiful, adaptable, innovative, and when faced with unimaginable circumstances, quite inspiring in our ability to meet the challenge head-on and emerge stronger because of it. So to each and every one of you, a well-deserved congratulations. You are some of the most determined, kind, strong, thoughtful, creative, and downright amazing people I know. You should be very proud of all that you have accomplished up to this point, from the thousands of hours of academic work to the sports and clubs you've been a part of both on and off the field. You have medaled for excellence, you have been named state champions, and you have been celebrated in the arts. You should be very proud because the people who stand behind you, cheering for you, myself included, most definitely are. When I sat down to write this speech, I yearned to formulate a message that was full of ideas that resonate in your heart, as well as words that inspire your mind. I wanted to offer thoughts that had the potential to leave a lasting positive impact. A gift you might carry on with you as you explore the world ahead and the countless new adventures that await. My inspiration ultimately came from the lessons I've learned from 3 very unlikely teachers: a musician, a photographer, and an activist. The musician. He started out as a struggling yet relentlessly optimistic street performer who now belts out lyrical masterpieces such as Keep Your Head Up and Good to Be Alive in front of jam-packed crowds. His heart pours out into his music as he focuses on the power of positivity and human connection. His mom raised him to be a sunshine soldier, a light of positivity that spreads love out into the world through acts of kindness to others. When I asked Andy Grammer what he felt was his purpose in this life, he said service. He makes it a priority through his actions to create human connection by cultivating greatness in others, from the creation of his Good Parts podcast to the profound conversations he has with his fans. The lesson I've learned from Andy Grammer is the power of positivity and human connection. Graduates, I give you this to consider. Remember, the life we live is not in isolation, but surrounded by so many other wonderful people. Our lives become richer and have greater depth when we live it together through our conversations and our relationships. So be open to all aspects of this beautiful life. Create greatness through collaboration, spread love to others, but don't forget to start with yourself first. And don't be afraid to listen to the story of another human being, as it might just inspire you. Don't be afraid to smile at a stranger as you walk down the street, for it is a privilege to share the same space, the same air. Try to see the good in everyone and everything, but especially in yourself. Volunteer, mentor, and lead through positivity and the power of human potential. Do a random act of kindness or offer a helping hand. Whatever the activity, try to pay kindness forward. The question is, how will your light shine out into this world? The photographer. She was born with a desire to travel the world and a passion for capturing the present moment through the lens of her camera. Now, an award-winning photojournalist, Allison Wright, focuses on documenting endangered cultures and human rights issues. She strives to offer perspective and visual awareness through her work by giving us a glimpse into the faces and stories of humanity. Her photographs afford us an opportunity to explore the immense beauty of our differences, but to not lose sight of what makes us similar and special as human beings, the desire to love and be loved. There is an unspoken power in the depth of a smile, eyes that well with tears, or a stoic stare, for it reminds us of our shared human experience, our common humanity. A photograph is a powerful reminder of the beauty and fragility of life, as it captures the present, a moment that only happens once and will never happen again. The lesson I've learned from Allison Wright is the power of presence and perspective. Graduates, I give you this to consider. Remember, the life we live is a collection of moments. Every action, every word, they all blend together to tell your story. They become the brushstrokes of your masterpiece. So don't be afraid to paint outside the lines and use bold and vibrant colors. Enjoy every aspect of this journey, for the gift is not in reaching the destination, it's finding the beauty in each and every precious moment along the way. Be proud of your uniqueness, every freckle, every wrinkle, every scar, because they make them beautifully and uniquely you. Find the joy in the simplicity of life. Be good to people and express gratitude. The question is, what story will your photograph tell? The activist. She is known for her groundbreaking research on chimpanzees, which stemmed from her early fascination and interest in the beauty of the world around her. Through nearly 60 years of dedicated and thoughtful research, Dr. Jane Goodall has not only transformed our understanding of humankind's closest living relatives, but she has redefined our value of conservation and global interconnection. She speaks passionately and eloquently for those without a voice, for the environmental crises of our time, and she does so with purpose and heart. She urges us to take action and to make a difference in the world around us, but not from a place of towering control, but rather from love and the realization that we only have just this one planet that we all share. The lesson I've learned from Dr. Jane Goodall is the power of following your passion to find your purpose. Graduates, I give you this to consider. Find that something that fills your heart with joy and your mind with curiosity, and when you find it, nurture it. Let your passions grow and flourish as an ember does in the presence of oxygen. Breathe life into your dreams. If you follow it, your passion will open doors for you to find your purpose in this life. It will be the light that guides your way and gives you the courage to overcome any adversity you face. Speak your truth and don't let your inner voice or spirit be stifled by the noise, distraction, or discomfort of others. Innovation is beautiful, so don't shy away from it or your potential. If you fall, remember to fall forward into your dreams, and if you fail, have the courage to get back up and try again. You are strong, you are determined, you are resilient, and you are the leaders of tomorrow. The question is, what will you choose to passionately pursue in your life? So go out into this crazy wild world on your grand new adventure, but try to remember the lessons I've shared with you tonight. Remember the power of positivity, the light that can shine through the darkest of days. And the power of human connection, as helping others to reach their highest potential often helps us more than we can realize. Remember the power of living in the present moment and looking through the lens of our life to gain perspective and depth. Lean into and learn from others the kaleidoscope of moments, both glorious and trying, that make up our story, as we are more interconnected as humans than we could ever imagine. You are never alone. Remember to be curious and to dream big as you follow what ignites your passions and hopefully will lead to your purpose in this life. Use all that you have learned up to this point in your journey to go boldly and courageously into your future. Be true and kind to yourself along the way, and when you look back, remember where you came from. You are and always will be a Lebanon Raider, strong as ever, but now ready to fly. Looking forward, you have the power to choose what life you will live, what path you will take, and what you will prioritize. The question is, what will you choose? Thank you, and once again, a big, huge congratulations to the Lebanon High School class of 2020. You did it, you are amazing, and we are all so incredibly proud.
Thank you, Mrs. Veenema, for your truly inspirational words. Our next segment is the Spirit of LHS Award, a new tradition that began 3 years ago. Due to the generosity of the community, many awards were given last Monday night, and a commemorative program is available by request. However, one award has been singled out to be given today, and this is a special recognition for both the presenter and the recipient. This year's presenter is the senior member of the faculty with 36 years of teaching at LHS, Mr. David Wallace. Some of you may be interested to know that Mr. Smith was in Mr. Wallace's class when he was a student at LHS. That kind of puts it in perspective. As a historian and social studies teacher, Mr. Wallace has seen a great deal of change during his career, and he remains dedicated to sharing this knowledge with his students. Please welcome Mr. David Wallace.
Good evening. The Spirit of LHS Award was new 2 years ago and is presented to a senior who most exemplifies the values and principles of Lebanon High School. The 2020 recipient is curious and collaborative. He is respectful, communicates well, and works hard. He participates in co-curricular activities as well as athletics with grace and respect for others. He's a responsible student who strives toward academic excellence. He is a strong member of our community and demonstrates respect and value for diversity. Lebanon High School has been a better place because Mason Adams has been a part of it.
At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Michael O'Brien, Mrs. Carol Cronce, and the LHS Choir for a virtual performance of Song of Purple Summer by Duncan, Sheik.
this time, I would like to introduce Wendy Hall, Chair of the Lebanon School Board. As principal of Lebanon High School, I certified that the students assembled here have met all the requirements of the state of New Hampshire and the Lebanon School District to be issued a fully accredited high school diploma. The graduates await your action.
Number 20 for 20.
Thank you, Ian. On behalf of the Lebanon School Board, I accept your recommendation that these students be issued a high school diploma. We commend this group of seniors for your remarkable perseverance, resiliency, positivity, and grace with which you have completed your senior year under such interesting circumstances. These qualities of character will serve you well as you begin your next chapters. Congratulations and best wishes to all of you, the class of 2020.
And now, we begin the process of awarding diplomas. It is my distinct honor to introduce the individuals of the Lebanon High School class of 2020. First in his class, Logan Reese Falzarano. Madeline Kathleen Wolfe. Benjamin Jerome Tichner. Emily Marie Cheevers. Ronit Aurora. Ella Grace Falcone. Jorgen Eric Leuthauser. Keenan J. Leuthauser. Nathan Patrick Magari.
Will you give me some of your pictures?
Mason Allen Adams. Caroline Johanna Borger. Nicholas Stephen Cole Ames. Thomas William Bertha Savage. Reese Samuel Armstrong. Congratulations. Gianna Eve Bagley. Brian Joseph Daly. Bailey Robert Allen. Jacob Carl Began. Ryan Michael Baker. Nathaniel Blake Bolio. Way to go. Juno Marie Barnett. Caitlin Rose Grover. Brianna Rose Meeker. Brian Victor Barone. Quinn Evelyn Beek. Isabella Marie Barden. Kobe Allen Benoit. Aiden David Brandt. Congratulations. Felicity Morgan Breedlove. Cooper Paul Bourne.
All right.
Yay! All right, cool.
Nicole Christina Alvarez.
John Nicky.
Taylor Woodward Boardman.
To everyone's surprise. side.
Haley Lee Bishop. Congratulations.
Chloe, will you give me some of your pictures? Hey, my camera's not working. Chloe, are you getting pictures?
Anna Maria Bieschad.
Go Raiders!
Sydney Elizabeth Brochu. Zola Ramona Campbell. Congratulations. Kelsey Ray Carney.
Go, Kelsey!
Yeah!
David Aiden Whitney Cassidy.
David!
All right, Dave!
Yeah!
Go, Dave! Go, Dave! All right!
Oh, I see how they're doing it.
All right, David!
Yes!
Yeah! Woo! All right. Way to go, kid. Way to go, D.
Benjamin Ton Carter. Congratulations. Allison Louisa Carl. Congratulations. Aaron Caruso. Nathaniel Hilton Brown.
Nice job, Nate.
Morgan Kathleen Brown. Congratulations. Jillian Gabrielle Cal Ortiz Elvira. Congratulations. Emma Nicole Doyle. Jonathan Glenn Cloud. Angelina Jade Rose Davis. Charles Jackson Chamley. Artemisia Rose Delgado. Congratulations.
Great job, Niece.
Woo! Cody James Davis.
Good job, Cody.
Congratulations.
Good job, Code. Yay!
Richard James DeLito. Isabel Mary Fabry. Congratulations. Brady Alexander Filio.
I know that guy.
Congratulations.
Sophia Louise Emerson. Philip Gabriel Mellish.
Yeah, cutie. Hey, Philip.
Madison Taylor Finnell. Gregory Thomas Farner.
Hey, Greg! We're proud, boy! Yeah! Attaboy, Greg! Don't move, don't move. Awesome!
Will Joseph Foreman.
All right! There you go, Will! Nice job, Will.
So time, Will. Good job.
Go get him, buddy. Let the club head do the work.
Nice job, Will. Yeah, Will.
Yeah!
Woo-woo!
Way to finish strong!
Brendan Stanislav Freeman. Congratulations. Rain Gabriel Ragudo Garcia. Megan Elizabeth Gradigan.
All right, Megan!
Congratulations.
All right, Meg! Woo!
Trevor Allen Gino. Brooke Sage Giacone Hamill.
All right. Woo, congratulations. Nicely done.
Tegan Sky Goodwin.
Yes,
all right, Tegan! All right, Tegan!
Woo!
Zoe Madison Gatto.
Yes, Zoe! Woo! I'm the mama. It's my job.
Jessica Gessner.
God, clap for the cell phone.
Maria Ann Goodwin. Adrian James Harris.
Proud of you, DJ.
This is cool.
Smile. Yay! Congratulations.
That boy gave me a hard time.
Jessica Lee Hastings. Shay Delaney Hammond.
You did it, Shay! Yeah!
Marissa Rosemary Hebert.
Woo! All right! Woo!
Adara Haley Greenstein. Congratulations.
Yay!
Emma Beatrix Herndon.
Yay! Come on, Emma! Keep going! Yay, Emma! Woo! All right! Woo! Emma! Yeah! Just like when you were 3. Woo!
Coleman Martin Gross.
Yeah!
Abigail Eliza Kibbe. Congratulations.
Abby! Go Abs! Christina? I can't tell. Can't see a damn thing.
Amanda Blair Thibodeau. Elizabeth Ida Kwok. Congratulations.
Go Liz!
Sophia Grace Kiernan. Congratulations. Dylan James Howe.
Good job, Dylan!
I know, actually, it's his first walk of fame.
A lot of work. Good job!
Jackson Phillips Kapusinski.
Way to go, Jack!
He doesn't even hold it up.
Hold your L. Turn it around. Yeah.
Sarah Elizabeth Katz.
Oh yeah, go Sarah! Yeah! All right, Sarah.
Caitlin Jean Veraca.
Yeah! All right, kiddo. Yeah!
Nice job. Now can I do cartwheels? All right, you guys.
Anna Elizabeth Hill. Zoe Lee Jones.
Way to go, girl!
Oh yeah!
Then he has to run over to that camera.
Julie Michelle Sentman.
Lovely, absolutely lovely.
Brett Allen Madeline.
Congratulations, Brett! Congratulations!
Kaylee Nicole Treach. Matthew Hunter Shipley.
Yeah, you are.
That hurt. There you go.
Everybody's staring.
After we get all that.
That's all you're just like.
He didn't. He knocked it off though.
Your tassel. Woo! It's in the back.
Oh, it happens later. It's a moment.
It was hanging in the back.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Olivia May Lammert. Samuel Glenn Lappin.
We're so proud of you. Yay! Okay, now him. Woo! Woohoo, Sammy!
Mackenzie Morgan Leonard. Caroline Nancy Laramie. Andrew Owen Landry.
All right.
Bethany Garyi Lee. Ella Crocker Lindsay.
She goes across.
Take a picture. What are you doing?
The 10.
Woo!
I actually think the red
Caitlin Rose McHugh.
Woo! Yay, Caitlin.
Gavin Lassard Terwilliger. Kaya Marie Meekus. Jacob Ryan Lickwy. Logan James Winnie. Isabella Maria Liss.
You made it!
Shy Marie Lord. Catherine Willow Martin. Megan Laura Olney.
Let's go!
Tyler Grant Sullivan. Kylie Elizabeth Peck. Amalia Rose New. Peter Gregory Ogrins. Weston Lee Whitcomb. Jillian Reese Noyes. Michaela Lynn O'Meara. Aubrey Lee Pelletier. Jonathan Patrick Nolte. Samuel Baxter Roberts II. Prada Capen Rowell. Congratulations. Abigail Catherine Smith. Caleb Daniel Smith.
All right.
Joshua Anthony Lawrence Roebuck. Anthony John Perello.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Samuel Colin Twarog. Abigail Rose Snow. Owen Andrew Ritz Williamson. Jonathan Wesley Williman.
You know, Ian, the Williman family is officially graduating. We did it! We did it!
Wade Joseph Rainey. Claudia Renee Simoni.
Yeah.
Audrey Rebecca Parodi. Ethan Jaden Daniel Sullivan Dupuis. Rebecca Grace Wright. Jacob Daniel Rice.
Hey, congratulations, Jacob.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yay! Woo. Thumbs up! Proud of you!
Stacy Amelia Strombaum.
Yay, Stacy! Yay, Stacy! Way to go, Stacy! Yay, way to go, Stace!
Irina Stan.
Yeah. Proud of you.
Bravo, bravo.
Bravo, baby.
Shania Bukoy Suarez. Caleb Lewis Spinelli. Joseph Colden Saunders.
Yeah! Good job!
Come closer. When he comes off that stage, you're gonna scream, everybody.
Yeah! Yeah, Joey! I've never called him that before. That's weird. That is kind of
Brandon Lee Stevens.
Brandon! Good job, Brandon! Congratulations!
Noah Withrow Tyler.
Nice walk.
Right under the mic.
Alice Dung Trong. Zachary David Wallace.
Zach, congratulations.
Michael Lawrence Weeks.
Yeah, we'll get to do this in another 4 years.
Great job, everyone. For our final musical presentation of the day, it is my honor to introduce two talented members of the class of 2020. We have seen them on stage many times, and we are glad to welcome Emily Cheevers and Ella Falcone to sing Break from the Line by Joey Contreras.
So many people tell me what I can be, and from a young age immediately I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Out there a dream is waiting to be achieved, out there for someone maybe all preconceived. Who knows just how this journey goes? But I know that I'm not the only one that's climbing this high to be the one they call on the stage, finally in the light. Who's been chasing this day where things are looking right? Still I look around me, everyone fighting for a sign, but someday I will break from the line. I really try to stay away from the blues. This path is hard, but it's the one that I choose. So there, life isn't easy anywhere. All this power in other hands, I'm not the only one who understands this ride, filled with passion I just can't hide. So I know that I'm not the only one that's aiming to fly to the sky and be the one they call on the stage, finally in the light. Who's been chasing this day where things are looking right? Still I look around me, everyone struggling to shine, but someday I will break from the line. I have to, I need to keep trying till I'm there and fine. I get it, it's not always fair, but it'll be me they call on the stage, finally in the light. Who's been chasing this day where things all looking right? So now it's time to believe. Now it's time to believe. Someday I will receive that one big break. Might break from the
As we reach the end of the ceremony, I have the pleasure to introduce Ronnie Aurora, who was selected by our class to give the farewell address, and it's not really a mystery why. Ronnie is exceptionally kind. He's just one of those kids that everybody roots for and likes. I'll never forget a soccer game back in middle school. There was a moment when the ball was being knocked around in the air, and it came down and accidentally hit Ronnie in the back of his head, and then rolled into the back of the net. And just the insane cheering that followed, because everybody was so excited that he scored his first goal. Since then, he has stopped playing soccer and instead followed some true passions, including cross-country, tennis, interning at a law firm, playing competitive video games, and he'll be studying computing security at RIT next year. Ronnie has undoubtedly become a pillar of our school's community. Just as a quick reminder to support small business during this time, his family has owned and operated the Asian Superstore for the last 16 years, and if you've ever been in there, you may have noticed that his parents are also incredibly nice. Please welcome Ronnie.
Thank you, Ben. Hey everyone, I'm Ronnie, and I'm not that great at saying goodbye. So I'm going to keep this short and simple. Senior year wrapped up very quickly for us, and I know the end of our high school career didn't happen the way we wanted it to. We wanted our shaving cream fight, we wanted our prom, we wanted to finish the year off with each other, knowing exactly when we would walk through these halls one last time as students. It's a shame. These circumstances and untimely events have cut short the memories we were making, but that doesn't make the memories we made here any less impactful. In fact, I know we'll be able to look back fondly on these times. See, the community we made here together, as students, as peers, as friends, with our amazing teachers and with our understanding administration, has been nothing short of phenomenal. Everyone who has been with you in the past 4 years wants the very best for you, and they want you to be happy doing what you love. They want you to succeed. And if I know my class at all, we are pretty good at that. I mean, just look at our achievements. I'm pretty sure we've won a couple championships, or at least we got pretty close. We excelled academically. Yeah. We had fun. Yeah, we had fun. And of course, we succeeded in graduating in the middle of a pandemic. Now, that's not something everyone can say. We, inadvertently, are in the history books. That means we are, like, the best class ever, right? And since we're the best class ever, I know we're going to be in those books multiple times. We are going to have a huge impact on the future. We're the generation who are growing up in the middle of history, who are going to make the world a better place. Now that's kind of rad. I'm grateful that I had the chance to grow up with our class and witness their authenticity. The community and friendships we built here will last. The song, Graduation by Vitamin C, is iconic, and the chorus exemplifies what we feel today. As we go on, we remember all the times we spent together. As our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't want to say goodbye to all of you, at least not like this. So don't think of this speech as a farewell speech or even a goodbye. Think of it as a wish from every single person who's been with you for these past 4 years. That they wish you the very best in your future and whatever you may do, and that you're happy. Now, on to my favorite part. As tradition entails, I have to say it. Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it.
Thank you, Ronnie. If there's any final advice that I can share tonight, it is simply to hold on to hope. Better things are coming. This is not the last celebration that we will have. I'm confident that through the help of the administration, Alumni Association, and groups like Project Grad, we will be seeing each other in the future, when it is safe to do so. At the end of the day, even though we are now graduated, we still belong to the LHS community and can always fall back onto it. It has been a pleasure being your MC this evening, and I would like to thank you all for coming to our graduation.
Before we conclude, I'd like to make special mention of LHS retirees, Ellen, John, Ann, and Brenda. We wish you nothing but the best, and we will miss you for sure. As we reach the end of this ceremony, I would like to congratulate all of the families. Your children have done good work and deserve to be celebrated. I would like to give a special thank you to everyone who worked hard all year on Project Grad. Your patience and support of your kids and our students was essential in helping us celebrate this class. To all the parents who engaged in numerous fundraising events, to the Lebanon community who supported them, and to those of you who made contributions, thank you. To this year's seniors, you are a resilient bunch. You've shown that to be true. Whether you realize it or not, you have adapted and overcome, and you should feel good about that. My advice to all of you, the class of 2020, is simple and the same each year. Be good to people and treat people well. If you can do that and add a dose of hard work and a touch of confidence and perseverance, the world will open up to you. I guarantee it. Despite best efforts from the printing company we work with, actual diplomas are on delay. That's why you received folders this evening instead of diploma covers. When you arrived yesterday, you picked up awards and senior notes. Over 1,200 notes were received from your former teachers, coaches, parents, and supporters. We are all proud of you, and we hope those notes will remind you of that. We held our annual Senior Awards Night on Monday evening. Thanks to the generosity of our community, $180,000 was awarded to seniors. Over the next 4 years, with renewable scholarships, the total award disbursement will be $336,000. So, thank you very much. Family and community members, I want you to know that there is a commemorative program available from Senior Awards Night on Monday. This program includes names of all the awards, presenters, and recipients. It also includes our community donors, to whom we are especially grateful. We would like to thank Ray Plant for his countless hours of volunteer work over the last 40 years to organize the scholarships, and we would also like to recognize Bart McNamee for his continued support of Lebanon High School through his work on the Lebanon Scholarship Program. This evening, I would like to thank several people. My fellow administrators, Bonnie Robinson, Keith Matty, and Mike Stone. Superintendent Dr. Joanne Roberts, School Board Chair Wendy Hall, Chico Eastridge and CATV, Sarah Sedman, LHS Class of 2017, and Todd Matty for filming segments of the ceremony. Arlene Brown, Mary Kay Wheeler, Mary Lou Childs, and Betsy Duaney for helping with photography during the filming. Sheena Youngman, Beth Sprague, and McKenna Tevens have done a great job this whole year with planning senior events. We are very lucky to have you as class advisors. I would like to thank Sheena Youngman, Michelle Daigle, McKenna Tevens, Pam Spalding, Brenda Hamill, and Amy Nickerson for their assistance in the front office. We couldn't do this without your help. Thank you to the maintenance and custodial staff who always get more than they bargained for in a week like this. Thank you to Ryan Tansky and Mary Guile for the class marshals, and to Ashley Veenema for her address. Thanks to the LHS Concert Band under the direction of Lauren Haley and the LHS Choir under the direction of Michael O'Brien, with accompaniment from Carol Cronce. Special thanks to our student participants, Ben, Ronit, Nikki, Emily, Ella, Keenan, Maddie, and Logan. You all helped make today's ceremony very special. It is now my pleasure to introduce the class of 2020. You may now switch your tassels while we play the class song, Vamos a la Playa by Luna.
Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. You know we go where the feeling is right. You know we go where the groove is hot. You know we go where the feeling is right. Feeling is right. Feeling is right. Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Amigos, qué calor, esta máquina bailando. Vamos todos a la playa, vamos todos a gozar. Baila, 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 baila. You know we go where the feeling is right. You know we go where the groove is hot. You know we go where the feeling is right. Feeling is right. Feeling is right. Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Vamos a la playa, a mí me gusta bailar el ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Amigos, qué calor, esta máquina bailando. Vamos todos a la playa, vamos todos a gozar. Baila, 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 baila. You know